Incredible human body hacking. Hey everyone, it's Alexa again, and welcome back to another video. We humans are a pretty amazing species, capable of doing some pretty incredible things. We're smart, advanced, and pretty darn sophisticated, so it's no surprise that we've found ways to hack into our own system and have discovered ways to make our lives easier. Here, we'll show you some of the things you can easily do to improve yourself and your life. Get ready to learn some cool tricks that your body is capable of. But before we get into today's video, make sure that you're subscribed and ring the bell so that you never miss any of our upcoming videos. Change your pupil dilation. Did you know that the size of your pupils isn't out of your control and that you can, with practice, change their size at will? Pupillometry studies human pupil reactivity and size, and the experts say there's a way to hack your own eyes. If you want to decrease the size of your pupils, you first want to try to increase the amount of light your eyes are exposed to. You can also align your hips and pelvis with your shoulders and look at something in the distance or relax your stomach muscles. If you'd like to attempt to self-dilate, look at closer objects, tense up the muscles in your stomach, and bring into your mind's eye something that gives you an adrenaline rush. Sharpen your vision. Speaking of eyes, there's a way to sharpen your vision for a limited time when you really need to see something. All you need to do is curl up your hand until you can look through it as you would a telescope and peer through. This will increase not only your eye's ability to focus, but it increases your depth of field as it allows just a small amount of light to reach your retina. When your eye can't see everything else around what you're trying to look at, its focus is going to get better on what you're really trying to see. You can even use two hands for some hand binoculars. Resetting your internal clock. If you're going on a trip or even getting a totally different shift at work and you need to quickly and successfully change your body's clock, don't fret, there is a way. Researchers point to light playing a significant part in your circadian rhythms, but light alone isn't the only way you can shift those bad boys around. The suprachiasmatic nucleus also has its hand in controlling your body clock as well, and this can be manipulated through your eating habits. One can fast and then eat at different times than your body is used to, which has the potential to tell your body that it needs to adjust. Research on animals shows that when they are deprived of food, their body's internal clock will adapt to whatever it needs to so that they can be awake when food finally does show up. So if you're willing to fast for about 16 hours before your trip or new shift and then eat like you're in your destination's time zone or at your new breakfast or lunchtime, you should be able to reset yourself no problem. Get more hours in your day. Have you ever wondered what life would be like if you just had a few more hours in every day? Well, if you're committed and able, you might be able to find out with little to no detrimental effects. Some people can actually sleep in smaller amounts more frequently throughout a day to overall drop the amount of sleep they need. This is called a polyphasic sleep schedule, and there are those who swear by it. There are multiple polyphasic sleep schedules that people subscribe to, like the Dymaxion, the Uberman, and the Everyman. The Dymaxion involves 4 30-minute naps, the Uberman is 6 20-minute naps, and the Everyman entails 1 3-hour block and then 3 20-minute naps. All of these are done over a period of 24 hours, and if you can adjust to them and don't feel as though you're going to die of exhaustion, there you go. You may have just gained some extra time in your day every day. Get better sleep. If you have trouble getting to sleep, difficulty staying asleep, or have any other sleep-related problems, there are ways you can naturally attempt to fix yourself before resorting to medication. Tim Ferriss, a Princeton neuroscience major and author of Tools of Titans and the 4-Hour Workweek, studied sleep optimization and sleep deprivation for 10 years, and he has a few recommendations if you are experiencing sleep problems. First, try to eat around 150 to 250 calories of things like an apple, yogurt, or any low glycemic food before you lie down for bed. This can help keep you from getting headaches from low blood sugar overnight and really helps fight off fatigue. He also recommends a tablespoon or 2 of flaxseed oil be added to the snack for increased fatigue-fighting power, and this will also aid your cells in repairing themselves. He found that set eating schedules can help to regulate many hormones that affect your sleep schedule, which we already sort of saw when we talked about resetting your internal clock. If you really want sleeping power, though, Ferriss experimented with giving people a low dose of melatonin and then a 10-minute ice bath 1 hour before sleeping. And he says the effects are like being hit with a tranquilizer. He does warn, however, that this last little sleep trick can be unpleasant for some. A little more sleep. If you have a test coming up, or maybe you have a problem you can't seem to solve, then sleep on it. Seriously, it's been proven to help. Researchers have found that most of a person's memory consolidation happens while they're asleep. Thus, the problem-solving skills of their unconscious mind may be better than their conscious. So when you're studying, review the material right before you go to bed, or take one last look at your problem before lying down for the night. This way, you can ensure that your brain is at least partially working at it as you fall asleep, and it's more likely to be stored in your long-term memory. Detect the untruths of others. You've probably heard some of this before, but if you become well-versed in the lying habits of others, you can pretty much become a foolproof human lie detector. You can use a person's body language, such as them crossing their arms or appearing overly shifty, to help you determine the accuracy of someone's statements. You can listen to the way they say things, like if their pitch goes up and if they speak faster or even stutter. They could be being dishonest. Watch their eyes. They say that when someone's falsifying information, they look up and to the left, and they also may avoid looking at you altogether when they're not telling the truth. At times, they'll probably ask you to repeat what you asked, so they may gain a little extra time to develop their lie. They'll forget or change details or get the order of events wrong upon a retelling. They might express emotions that are wholly inappropriate for the subject matter, and so on. There are many other ways to read a liar, and these are just a few, but if they're displaying a handful of these, you've probably caught them in a lie. Stop annoying hiccups. Let's move on to some ways you can stop the human body from doing things you don't want it to do, shall we? Did you know that there are a bunch of ways people claim you can stop hiccuping before you go crazy and break down, most of which will make you look totally ridiculous in the process? One method that doesn't make you look ridiculous is taking a big, deep breath in, then holding it for as long as you possibly can, then exhaling slowly. Then there are methods such as breathing into a paper bag, hanging upside down, getting scared, eating a teaspoon of sugar, plugging your ears and nose and using your mouth to pick up a glass of water, and chugging it as fast as you can, among many more. We're not saying these things will work. We're saying they could, and if you find a method that works for you, you're welcome. Stop a sneeze, force a sneeze. If you've got to sneeze, but you really don't want to for your own personal reasons, try one of these few things. Some say that pinching the tip of your nose will prevent you from sneezing. That's probably just a way to momentarily distract the brain from thinking about your sneeze, although we can't imagine the feeling not coming back. Others feel that tickling the roof of your mouth with your tongue can also get rid of the urgent, mind-clearing feeling of a sneeze coming on. Speaking of your tongue, you can also press it firmly behind your teeth, which may suppress a sneeze as well. But if you feel a sneeze coming on and want to expel it ASAP, just try looking into a bright light if there's one near you. It's a quick and easy way to coax that sneeze out and into the world. Control your tears. Have you ever been having a hard day, been overly embarrassed, or just been so emotional that you wanted to cry? Sometimes letting it out is the only solution, but other times you might not want to burst into tears on the spot. First, you can try the wide-eyed and focus on not blinking, which can sometimes successfully stop the waterworks before they start. You could also try to relax your jaw and not let it tighten the way it does when you're about to cry. Or you could attempt a distraction by biting your tongue. This way, you may be able to focus on the physical pain until you're able to get control of the emotional pain you might be experiencing. If the tears have already started up, try looking up with just your eyes, not your whole head, as you see many people do. Again, no guarantees, but many people have found success in these methods and would swear by them. Holding your breath. Now for a couple of cool hacks to wind things down. Did you know that you can trick your brain into letting you hold your breath for a little longer than you usually could? Normally, when you hold your breath, carbon dioxide begins to build up in your body and makes your blood more acidic the longer you do it. This causes your body to tell your brain that something is off and something needs to be done, like breathing. However, if you hyperventilate before attempting a breath hold, you will flush out more carbon dioxide in your system and gain more oxygen, thus allowing you to hold a single breath before needing to breathe again. We've learned a lot about what our body can do, and there's still one more neat trick to go. But first, we'd like to ask you, have you ever tried any of the things we've gone over in this video? We're genuinely interested in tried and tested results, so if you have any insight into any of the body hacks you've seen here, tell us about them in the comments below. Become an amplifier. Have you ever known you parked in a certain parking lot, couldn't remember where, and your car remote was out of range so you couldn't sound your alarm to help you find it? If ever you're in that situation, again, press your remote up underneath your chin open your mouth, and then press the button. The signal will be boosted because your oral cavity will work as an amplifier, reaching farther than it would have without the help of your face. Success!